Good evening everyone and welcome back to Calm Lands and welcome back to the stream. Hope everyone is doing well. Apologies, it's been a while since the previous stream. I've been on holiday over the last 9 days. Well, not the last 9 days, I was back on Saturday. I forget now, we're on to Wednesday already. So yeah, I've been on holiday and had kind of a extended break from YouTube as well, so not many videos as well, so apologies for that, but I am back now, back in the office, and fortunately today is a hell of a lot cooler than it has been over the last couple of days, so a little bit more comfortable in the office today. So hope everyone is doing well. Stevie's on his way to come pick me up in a minute, and then we'll get cracking with some work. How are you, Stevie?
Yeah, not too bad now. Like I said, like you said there, it's a lot cooler today to be sitting down recording anyway. So it's currently what, 23 degrees in my little office here now, where it was over 30 for the last few days.
Yeah, we had 37 degrees here both yesterday and Monday. Sunday was in like the low 30s and Saturday was just as hot, so yeah, we've had about 4 days of I'll say heat I've never experienced before in the UK, not as far as I can remember anyway. No, but I've managed. But yeah, it's about 21 degrees currently in my office, and it's going to get a little bit warmer as the stream goes on. It's my PC kicking out a bit of warm air. So we'll go to the farm. So we've got Storm Cool saying it's a bit late now, but do you want any help with the mowing on this stream? I would have been possibly at the moment. It would have been nice to have somebody on, but I don't think we've got the equipment to do it at the moment, and I haven't had time to sort anything out. But I keep saying I'll try and get something sorted, and I will try my best to get something sorted soon. I just may need to make a few adjustments to my microphone. Right, bear with me a second while I try and sort this out. Oh, that's set. I don't know. I'm presuming everyone can hear me okay. So I don't seem to be able to hear myself through my headphones, which is a little bit annoying. It's difficult to monitor how loud I'm talking if I can't actually hear myself. I don't know why I can't. Anyway, we've got Florian saying hello, Adnan Farm saying hi, Nikki can't wait for the live stream, me and Eva, I'm glad to be back. We need to jump into the class so we can start mowing. If you could just, anyone let me know in the chat if the sound is okay, it's been a while, seems fine. Okay, it must be just my end then. I had to come back after not using the PC for over a week. Like several updates for Windows and various different things. But a lot of my settings seem to have got messed up. I lost all my save games on FS22 when I signed in to the game. For some reason the Steam cloud saves had been reactivated because I'd always disable those. So when I first loaded into the game, it had loaded up save games from January, I think it was, and I was like, okay, where's all my save games gone? Fortunately, I could get them back from the save game backups. So, oh, wrong one. So I was able to recover my save games, but for a brief moment, I thought I'd lost everything from the current 3 series. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut the area of grass just up here for hay, and then what we'll do when we finish that, we'll plough this in for a field and then re-sow it with grass. We won't do all of it because I want to keep a slight area for some more sheds and bunker silos down this end. And we may lose a little bit more of it in the future if we decide to get some pigs, because that's the only other animal type I think we'll consider doing. But that may be a while yet before we do that. So let's just open out these rear mowers. You've got Uxie DNA saying hey, Christoph saying Polish, no, English only. Matej saying hi Sim, hey to you. Archeon saying hi all, hey to you. Tiago saying this is the best YouTube with farming matters, well thank you for that. And welcome to the stream. Sirius06 saying hello. Kyle saying glad you're back, hope you enjoyed the holiday. Yeah, it was we didn't do too much, it was more just to have a getaway, have a break from being stuck in the house. A holiday we've tried to go on 4 times over the last couple of years, because of obviously lockdowns and other restrictions, we had to keep cancelling it, so it was good to actually finally be able to go on the holiday, and it was a much needed holiday as well. It's a bit bumpy down here. But I think I was really starting to struggle with keeping up with playing FS22. I think I desperately needed a good break from it. And being away kind of forced me to have a complete break. Whereas normally I kind of say I'm going to have time off and then end up doing stuff. So the only thing I did do on holiday was take up the laptop and schedule the 3 videos that came out last week to publish. I wanted to get more videos done, but I just could not get enough videos done. I was really struggling to get more than those 3 done, get them edited and all rendered. Jan Willem saying, was 35 degrees C here in the Netherlands. Anything above 24 for me is too hot. Storm saying I currently have 3 fans on me while playing. But I've got one. I bought a new fan over the weekend, so I'm hoping you can't hear it in the background at least anyway. What I may do though is just turn that down a little bit. Yeah, I bought a new fan over the weekend because I was trying to set up to stream on Saturday, but it was just far too hot. So I bought a little fan that I've got running now next to me, so hopefully you can't hear it. It doesn't pick up on the noise gate, it was below the level, so you shouldn't be able to hear it at all. It's just a nice cool breeze. But I think even with that on yesterday, it was just far too hot. It wasn't too bad in here because I got the air conditioner unit running, so I could keep it down to the low 20s. But that thing's just way too noisy to have on while I'm streaming. Crazy Music saying hi, and Brian Wallace saying sound is good. Nice one. Next stream, hopefully, we'll be doing some harvesting next stream. So yeah, I'll try and get you on next time. So my plan is to sort out Discord. Actually getting Discord set up on my new PC, so I can actually get on there. And then I'll sort something out in there. But yeah, definitely try and look to get somebody on next time. So I imagine we'll be doing the harvesting, and I really love to get a forage harvester to do the corn. But I don't think we're just going to get the money to be able to afford to buy one. So the only thing we could do is lease one, but then that kind of goes against our leasing, but not leasing anything. But I don't know if we're at that point now whether leasing equipment is really, not leasing equipment really makes much difference. But let me know in the comments what you think on that. It gives us chances to do something different as well.
There's a new mod out where you can lease to buy equipment.
Yeah, I saw that. I haven't had a proper look at it, but I did briefly see that earlier. Sounds interesting. To see how it works, whether it's worthwhile doing it in terms of like operating hours, if you get charge fees and that, how it all actually works. Well, something like that wouldn't be bad though, because at least we are technically buying it, but we're not paying for it straight away. Frank will be on till 11 PM UK time, so around about 2 hours 45 minutes. Yeah, the Western World save game I'll try and do for this weekend. I wanted to do it a bit sooner, but I just run out of time before I went on holiday. And at the moment I'm prioritising trying to get videos recorded and edited so I can catch up. So once I've got a good few days worth of videos recorded and edited, rendered, then I can sort out the save game. There's a few other things I need to sort out as well. So the trouble with going on holiday, you come back, I've got no content to put up. So the first video I recorded was only yesterday. It was meant to be up yesterday, and then when I rendered it, there was a big part of the video had gone glitchy for some reason in the rendering, so I had to re-render it, but by the time I got it redone it was too late to upload for yesterday, so that'll be up tomorrow. I got another video recorded earlier today and half of another one, so over tomorrow if I can try and get 2 videos recorded, and then Friday try and get another 2 done. That should be then put me far enough ahead that I can spend a bit of time getting save games sorted out. Yeah, there'll be a video on the Western Worlds tomorrow, episode 21. Aidan Jeffrey, thank you very much for the $14.99 super chat. You are absolutely amazing and very generous. So I've been watching you since FS17. You got me into FS. I like your No Man's Land FS19 series. Have a good one. Well, thank you very much for that, and I'm glad you enjoy the content. Really appreciate that. Simulator. Ooh. Okay. That's a bit weird. Chubby Beaver Woodworks, thank you very much for the subscription. Let's see if we can get this restarted. Stormcore saying I think it works like takes the hours cost and leasing and then a percentage, and that will be the final cost of the machine. So if you lease for a long time it will be cheap to buy. I get you. So kind of just like deduct some of the payments you've made from the total cost. Obviously not all of them, could not connect to the server. Okay, right, what's going on here? Yeah, Steve, I've lost connection. I don't know why, my internet's fine. I say my internet's fine, it seems to be running a little bit slow. It's still 336 meg download and 100 meg upload, so that's not an issue. Oh, this is going to be a bit annoying. Let's try it again. Hopefully it's not an issue with giant servers. Oh no, it seems to be loading now. Storm saying for 305,000 you can buy the John Deere 800i forager. Yeah, I think I've got that installed but not enabled on here. I think the only modded forage harvester I've got is the Big X 580. I'll have to have another look through mod up for next time. Hopefully we won't have that issue again. At least I was able to save it before it kicked me out. That would have been a bit annoying if I lost all the progress. Right, let me just get back my Streamlabs back up. Wrong mouse. That's morning. There's me wiggling the mouse around to try and get Streamlabs back up. I'm using the mouse off the other PC. That's not going to work on this one. Hopefully we won't keep having that issue. What's that? Or for 280,000 you could get the John Deere container carriage forest harvester. I've seen that. I've not tried that yet. I'll have a look. But I think that one I'd rather get something that we can, because there's on multiplayer there's going to be more of us. We don't really need something like that as much. So I'd rather just get a standard forage harvester. Because there's that mod as well that you can add the hitch on the back so you can connect up different trailers. But if you can get 3 people on to do it, you can have one doing the chopping and then 2 doing the carting. It won't be so bad. Are you back, Stevie? Don't know. I know Steve is having a bit of issues joining. Peter V saying good evening to you. Brad Plays Roblox saying hello Sim Farmer, hey to you and welcome to the stream. Austin Skin saying hey Sim, made it into my first stream. What economic difficulty do you normally play on? Generally I play on normal economic difficulty. I did start this stream and the No Man's Land series on hard, but I found it just too much of a grind, so I switched it back to normal. So Stevie was having a few issues, keep failing to get back in. I'll try again, Stevie. If you can't get in next time, I'll quit out the game completely and then restart it, and then reset up the server. See if that makes a difference. Rocket Kid saying, how are you, Sim? I am very well, thank you. Hope you are too. Welcome to the stream as well. Hello, I am interested. Don't you get bored while doing all the field work by yourself without helpers? Apologies, I don't know how you pronounce your name, but no, it's what I enjoy most about the game. Is I find it relaxing doing the field work, so I don't get bored of it. Sometimes I get not bored of doing it. Sometimes I get a little bit when I'm recording. Get a bit worried that it's taking too long. It's going to take up too much of the video doing one job. But after a while, certain jobs can get a little bit tedious after a while, like ploughing. But stuff like this, I could sit here for hours just mowing fields, baling up, harvesting and stuff like that. I much prefer to do as much of the work myself than just getting workers to do everything. I used to be like that when I first played FS. I very rarely did much field work myself. I only ever used to do stuff that the worker couldn't do. So it was literally all the time I'd just set a worker off and then I'd just be jumping around managing workers most of the time. But over time I come to more enjoy actually doing all the work myself. Well, when I first started playing FS, to me it was like an arcade game. It was all about trying to do things as the quickest way possible, and just using the biggest equipment wherever possible, rather than just enjoying the game for what it is. Right, if Stevie can't get in this time, I'll have to reset the server again. Seems to be having a few issues for some reason. The first FS I played was FS15 on the Xbox. Let me just make sure I save it first. I'll just try restarting the game completely now, Stephen, and hopefully you can get back on then.
A wise man once said, to forget how to dig the soil and the earth is to forget ourselves. Well, maybe.
Palad saying, when I was on the PS4 I used workers all the time, but ever since I moved to PC, field work is a lot more interesting with the addition of GPS. Yeah, I think part of it may have been when I switched to PC, I started doing things a little bit more myself. especially when you got mods like Follow Me that help out course play, access to stuff like that. It does change the game quite a lot from playing on console.
I'm back.
Ah, he's back. Welcome back. Hopefully we won't have that issue again.
You just give me the permissions there once I join the farm again. Or I'm already in the farm. It's okay.
I was going to say.
I just need permissions.
Sorted. I wish they'd set that so I could just permanently add you, like as a farm manager every time you join.
At least you've gotten ahead of me on the mowing anyway, so
Yeah.
I can start heading.
Yeah, just a bit. Yeah, well, I switched to PC. I think it was around about spring 2018 when I eventually decided to get it on PC. I'd had my PC for a long time that was more than capable of playing FS, but for some reason I never played it on the Xbox. It was only when I really started watching some YouTubers playing FS that I really saw some of the other mods that were available, and I was like, oh, really should just get it on PC and so I can get these mods. And also back then we didn't have John Deere or Class on console either. So I decided to get it on PC. I bought the Platinum Edition on Steam. Big T Farmer has been a member for 4 months. Thank you for that. We appreciate your extra support. Yeah, so I switched in. It must have been early 2018. And then I eventually decided to start doing videos around August that year, and it wasn't until September when I uploaded the first video, so coming up to 4 years and a couple of months when I uploaded my very first video to this channel. I think it was September 4th or 3rd. And just before I started this channel was actually the last time I actually properly went on holiday, because I literally come back off holiday a few days before I started this channel. So if anybody's watching that was a subscriber way back then, thank you for sticking around. Carlos saying I want more Western Wilds. Western Wilds will be up tomorrow, and then should be back to 3 videos a week on the Western Wilds and No Man's Land from now on. But I will try and alternate the days, so it'll be one day the Western Wilds and the next day No Man's Land and then Western Wilds, and I'll keep swapping. Peter V's asking how's the baby Stevie?
Baby's great. She's asleep now at the minute, so forever how long she sleeps I don't know.
Not good to hear, good to hear. Yeah, I think a lot of people played FS15 because I think that was the first time it was on console, wasn't it? FS15? Or at least that's the first one I remember being on console anyway.
No, FS13 was on console.
Was it as well?
My first one was FS13 on Xbox 360.
I didn't even know 13 was on console. Mind you, back then I'd have been in work when 13 was out, so not as much time to play on the Xbox. I only come across 15 on the Xbox because I was stuck at home recovering from my accident. That I saw it on the Xbox store page because I was bored. I literally played every game I owned, and I was looking for a game to play, and I was just searching through, and I come across FS15, and it still took me a good week or so before I eventually got round to buying it, because I was out of work at the time, not earning any money, and I was like, really wanted to make sure I was gonna enjoy the game before I spent the money on it. So I kind of deliberated whether to get it for a week or so before I eventually got it. Maria's saying, did I miss anything? Not much. We've just been doing some mowing since the start of the stream, and unfortunately we had a few connection issues. Polo's saying, to be fair, Dagwin really got me into farming sim. Without him, I don't really believe FS would be the same. Yeah, I was back when I started watching YouTube and FS. It was Dagwin and Frithgar were the two channels I watched. But I was already kind of really into it before I started watching them. But seeing them use the mods on PC was what really wanted me to get onto PC. If I hadn't have already got a PC, I don't think it would have got me wanting to go out and buy a PC just to play FS. The Gaming Lord saying hi, hey to you, welcome to the stream. Simulator YouTube saying FS13 was an Xbox. I've completely missed that one.
I stumbled across FS13 in an Argos catalogue. I said yes, I'm going to buy that and see if it's any good. And this was literally probably a month before FS15 came out. And I had no laptop at home, and I said, yeah, okay, I'm going to get FS15, and then that's it, I was hooked.
Yeah. Yeah, my FS15 was caning silage because it was worth so much. I think that's what killed the enjoyment for me a lot when I've realised how much silage was worth. It was just a case going round with a mower, loading wagon on the back, mower on the front, going around the entire map, cutting as much grass as I could to put in the bunker silos, waiting for it to ferment and then just putting it through the digester. I remember starting off with I had a small New Holland tractor with the little bucket on, and I think I was getting like 1200 per bucket load for a tiny bucket. And I remember just thinking, right, if I do X amount of buckets, I can afford to buy a telehandler and a bigger bucket, make more money each load, and then eventually getting up to a wheel loader and a bigger bucket. Well, that was back. I used to avoid doing baling in FS15 because I convinced myself I didn't know how to stack bales at all. So I never used to use the loading wagon and do loose material. It was like baling, picking up bales and stacking bales, loading bales is too difficult. Crazy Mute saying I've been around since 18,000k. Well, thank you for sticking around for that long. And that's been what, 3 years since I was on 18k. It's been a while. Jay's Farming's your favourite make tractor class, or as you're always trying them? My favourite John Deere. I don't have a particular favourite brand. The reason why we got the class on here was because it came up in the used equipment sales for a decent price. So this is the only problem we've got now, is the only other tractor we've got other than the little Massey is the big John Deere, which is a little bit too big for baling and windrowing. So we'll start doing the windrow, and then when Stevie's finished tedding we'll swap over with that Massey should pull this windrow, shouldn't it? It's quite a big windrow.
It's pulling the tether fine anyway.
Yeah, this is quite a big windrow though. It's a fairly flat field, so we should be alright. We really could do with another nothing available used equipment.
We probably should have kept the 6R.
Yeah. Maybe it would have been a good idea to keep that. So I'll start.
Do we have the Felix 180-90 still installed? That's a cheap tractor.
I don't know, I'll have to have a look. I can't remember if I removed it when I set up this game. I've still got it installed on the... but I don't know if it's enabled on here. Victor, thank you very much for the subscription. Hope you enjoy the content. We'll have to have a look. I did enable a few mods that I thought may be a bit cheaper to buy, but some of them still looked a bit expensive when I looked. Well, I'll have a look in a bit. See what we've got.
I think that fee is 30 odd thousand or something. It's just literally what made it expensive before was if you had to add GPS to it.
Yeah. I think if we get another tractor that's just powerful enough to pull the baler, at least then you can do some baling as well. I think that Massey is a little bit underpowered for the baler, isn't it? Jonas Albertson saying hosting farmer, hey to you. Maria saying FS13 was an Xbox, not sure about PS3 or any other PlayStation. No idea myself. How much FPS do I have now? Should have 60. Yeah, I've got 60 FPS solid. If I remove the cap I get what, 110. I never play with the FPS unlocked, I always keep it fixed at 60. And so far on FS22 I've never had any point where it's gone below 60.
How wide is that windrower?
14.2 meters, I think.
That's okay, yeah. No, because the tether's 17 anyway, so we'll be fine. I can go up and down the field, and you can still go around for a second headland.
Yeah, 14.7. Storm saying I have been here since the beginning of Grizzly Mountain series on FS19. Yeah, I love that series. I would stick the John Deere on the windrow and the Class on the baler. Yeah, the 9R is a bit excessive though for the windrow. We'll swap over anyway. Once Steve is finished tedding, he can jump on the windrow and I'll start baling up. Which Massey do we have? We have the little 5S, the base game 5S. It's the one we got back on No Man's Land. It was like the first tractor we ever bought on No Man's Land. The only reason why we really kept it was because it's worth virtually nothing. So it's pretty much worthless, so there's no point selling it. So it's a good job we have actually kept it anyway, so we've got it to use. Nathan Irwin saying I've been here since episode 34 of Crater Lake. Crater Lake seems like forever ago. Even though it wasn't that long ago, it was only like towards the end of last year. Juna saying hey to you. I remember Crater Lake series. Since that time I fell in love with your channel and game itself. Yeah, I was really enjoying Crater Lake because it was a nice map. It's just a shame that I didn't get to do a bit more on it before FS22 came out. I had to kind of wrap things up. Yeah, that massive, it may fit with the baler, but it may struggle a little bit because I think that mass is similar to the 6M I've got on No Man's Land, and that struggles with the with that baler we've got on here. It's a similar horsepower. Yeah, it's 150 horsepower requirement. It'll pull it, but it may just be a bit slow. So I can't remember what that Massey. How powerful is it?
110, I think.
No, it's only 105. I'll say it'll probably pull it about 3 miles an hour. JG Game saying, hey Sim, can you please play American Truck Simulator? I literally played American Truck Simulator for a little bit before I went on holiday. First time I'd ever actually played it. I was in here one of the nights and I was a little bit bored, so I thought I'd see what games I got on Steam that I haven't played yet. So I thought I'd have a go on American Truck. So I started off in Albuquerque. And then you was just driving around different places from there, seeing what it was like. I may look at doing some live streams on ATS Euro Truck at some point, but they're probably on the other channel. christiansen, hi Sim and Stevie, glad to see you guys back at it. Yeah, it's good to be back and welcome to the stream. So I feel a lot better now. I've had a little break from FS. It's definitely a much needed break. And it's good to be back streaming as well. You could get the Valmet 8750, that's an amazing tractor, 150 horsepower, costs 108. It would be a nice tractor, we just don't have 108 grand. We need to actually make some money. See if I've got that, what we've got. I don't think we have any really cheap stuff. I don't think I've got that Fiat enabled on here. We don't have any particularly cheap tractors. Don't you use 90 FPS or more? No, I'll just leave it at 60. 60 is more than enough for Farm Simulator. As I'm usually recording while I'm playing at the same time, I think less strain on the graphics card is more preferable than running it at like 80–90% for long periods of time when I can just happily play at 60 and only use like 40%. Tyler saying, would you consider getting rid of the little John Deere and replacing with a Kubota on no man's land? I'm probably going to get a Kubota tractor on the Western Wilds. Don't know if I'll get one on no man's land, but the little John Deere, the 6M, I'm going to keep. I won't replace it. I'll probably get another tractor though to keep at the sheep farm, or the John Deere will go to the sheep farm and then I'll get a new tractor, a smaller tractor for the cow farm for doing like tedding, windrowing, so something a bit different. Soon I want to try and build up the pig farm, which will be a separate farm similar to what was on No Man's Land 19, where that was kind of all separate. That way it just reduces the amount of stuff I've got in one area as well and spread it out across the map a little bit more. So I'll possibly may get a tractor to keep there to use. I do want to get another tractor for the arable farm. So I will be getting some more tractors soon, but it's just getting the money to be able to afford to buy them. At the moment, for No Man's Land, I need to buy a cotton harvester because the cotton's going to be ready soon, and I also need to get the get a forage harvester. Well, I don't need to get a forage harvester, but I want to get a forage harvester to do the field of corn for the silage and the clamps. So something a bit different. So they're the next two big things I'm looking at buying on No Man's Land. Then I can look again another tractor once I've got those. Because I pretty much have everything I need then. We've got the sugar beet harvester, we've got potato harvester. Sugar cane will be next year, in-game year. I think we're going to do the sugar cane. But the sugar cane harvester can wait till the next in-game year as well. And then that'll just leave the grapes to do for the last crop. Yeah, I'm not going to get rid of the John Deere, I'm going to keep that now. Pretty much the same with the Massey on here. I don't think it's worth selling because you probably won't get much for it. It's more useful to keep around for at one of the other yards, like even if it's just at the sheep farm with the front loader on, so I can move the pallets around, give the sheep some hay bales and stuff like that. So that way I don't have to keep taking other pieces of equipment there to do it. So it's definitely got some use, so it's not going anywhere. Storm saying for the sugar cane on No Man's Land, are you going to get the Jacto Hover 500 harvester? I'll have a look at it, possibly, because it's obviously a new mod as well, and it'll probably be the only time I ever do sugar cane. So I'll have a look at getting that. Depends on how much it is compared to the base game one. The cotton harvester, yeah, cotton harvester is like 485,000, so it's not cheap. Currently on my No Man's Land, I've got 320,000, I think. So still some way off. But I do have some pallets of planks to sell, a few other bits and pieces, so I don't think it's going to be too difficult to get the money to buy it. TC Agri saying the first cotton harvester you had on Crater Lake was a good buy. Yeah, that was a nice and cheap one. Although I found it didn't work very well. I had a few issues unloading the bales on it. Big T Farmer, thank you very much for the 500 knock. You are absolutely amazing and very generous and awesome, so thank you for that. I love the content you and Stevie are making. Both you make a difference for anybody who needs a break in a busy day. Oh, I'm missing a little bit. Keep up the good work, hope I can reach your level someday. Oh, thank you for that, I really appreciate that. The super chat and your kind comments. I really appreciate that, so thank you very much for that. Yeah, that cotton harvester on Crater Lake was a nice one. And it's something a little bit different. There's not many cotton mods come out for the cotton stuff usually. But yeah, I think when I first used it I had a mod conflict with that and I couldn't get the the cotton bales to unload properly. So it took me a while to get it to work. I think it was either the round baler, the baler extension mod that had the problem, or it was the variable bale capacity mod I was using that kind of messed it up. There's one of the two. Brian Stun, RC channel, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. You are very generous as well, and awesome. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. So, hi Sim Farm, just want to say amazing content. Have a great day. Also, which map are you playing on? This is on Calm Lands. It's been out for quite a while actually on Mod Hub. I can't remember. It's by Shabba, I think it is. So it's this one. Calm Land. So it's similar to No Man's Land where you don't have any fields. There is one starting field up here, but the rest of the map is kind of all open to do whatever you want. So similar to No Man's Land, but it does have a starting farm on new farmer mode. There's a little starting farm and some equipment. Up in that top corner, so similar to if you start on new farmer on No Man's Land, you get that one little field and some starting equipment, but kind of a different landscape. Ron is saying hi son, no long see, how's days? I'm very well, thank you, hope you are too. Funa Mark saying there is an MTZ pack with cotton harvester, not on the model but on third party sites. I haven't looked at any third party sites for a long time. I used to spend a lot of time, especially on FS19 before I started recording. Usually in the morning I'd go on around all the different Facebook pages, seeing if there was any new mods, go on the different mod sites. Since I've started Avesta, I just haven't had the time to really sit down and go through sites to look, so I've just been sticking mostly to Mod Hub. Milo Martin saying love the stream, keep it up, thank you for that, I appreciate that. Drop that one off. So what map is everyone else playing currently? Let me know in the comments. I noticed there's been a few new maps come out. Anybody playing any of the new maps that have come out recently? What are they like if you are? The player mod we're using on No Man's Land is the Lizard 6MT 9MT. This one. It's on the in-game mod hub by Black Sheep Modding. So it's the Lizard 6MT 9MT. It says they're subsoiler, but I think it does come up under the plows category. That's the one we're currently using on No Man's Land as well. Well, yeah, if you look on the in-game mod hub under plows, I think you should find it. Or just search Lizard 6MT, it should come up. Oh, I forgot to reset the barrel counter. Big T Farm saying I'm playing the Western Wild Sim, nice. I'm currently in the middle of recording episode 22 on the Western Wilds. I'll finish that off tomorrow. Just trying to decide what to do next on it. TC Agrosate playing Somerset Farms, just gone out to 100 hours, nice. Storm saying I'm on the Western Wilds at the moment, just hit my 100 hour mark on this Let's Play. I don't know how many I've got on the Western Wilds, how many hours I've got on there yet. Probably not quite 100 yet. Jan Williams saying Western Wilds here, Big T Farm Western Wilds. Chris S Western Wilds going to try the new Brazil map soon. Yeah, that new Brazil map looks interesting. It's definitely a map I'd consider playing on, especially I'll get quite a lot of subscribers watch from Brazil, and so many of them keep asking me to do a Brazilian map, so it's definitely a map I'd probably consider doing if I was looking to start a new series. Peter V's 400 hours on No Man's Land. I think I've got around about 360 hours on No Man's Land currently. I don't know if I'll get to 500 like I did on FS19. Stevie's just finishing off the wind rowing down there. So the plan is once we've finished this, we'll get the bales moved out of the way, and then we'll plough in this area as a field, and then get some lime spread on it, and then sow it with grass. We'll leave the headlands till last. Just Jason Western Wilds thinking of La Coronella. Brian Fox Farms running cattle and large diesel and silage, and now doing the acetic acid production from Mod Hub. Yeah, I saw that mod come out the other day with the pellet press as well. So I think I might have to get that on one of the maps. But that's from the same production line that I'm using on the Western Wilds, with the barrels and planks, pallets, production lines, which then goes into the paper, which they produce a lot of excess wood chips as well, which the pellet press you can then do wood chip pellets. So that may be a useful one to get on the Western Wilds rather than No Man's Land. But I also installed that corn dryer mod as well, which I may look at again on the Western Wilds. So you can do some dried corn, something a bit different. Peter V said I only play on No Man's Land. Well, you can literally make it any map you want, pretty much. Big T Farm saying reached my episode 45 today, nice. Funa Mark, the FDR key bindings for controllers give me a headache. How did you get around it? I literally, I think I can show you on here what I've got mine set to. Because even though, actually I think we have got the mods installed. Yeah, basically that's my key bindings for the FDR stuff. I haven't done everything yet. I've literally done what I needed to for the equipment set. But literally what I did, I opened up FS19 on my other computer next to me, and then I went through the controls on FS19 and then just copied them onto FS22. It's not the most effective setup for a controller. There is a better way of doing it, but because I'm so used to those controls from 19, it kind of made it easier for me. But because these controls are completely unique to the FDR stuff, you don't get any conflicts like you did on FS19 with other things, other than the cruise control, which keeps going up and down. But you could literally set it up to independently operate the boom and the jib on each different analog stick, which is how I briefly tried it when I first set it up. But I found it, I was just kept trying to go back to the FF19. It's that muscle memory. I'm so used to using the controls that way that it just made it easier to copy them over. So that's literally all I did. I went through FS19, did the controls for each different bit, and then just copied them onto here. So that's currently what I've got. I'll look at putting a screenshot of that up. Actually, take a screenshot now so I remember. I'll probably post it as a community post for anybody that's interested, but I haven't set up anything else for any of the other stuff. That's, at the moment, I haven't found a need for any of this stuff, so I've kind of left those blank. And I haven't even done the keyboard controls for the FDR stuff at all. There is no keyboard controls set up for any of them. It's the only thing with the FDR stuff, because I got so used to using it, it made it difficult to use some of the other mods that came out, because the controls are all different. It gets a bit confusing, and it did take me quite a long while to get used to the FDR stuff when I first used it. Back when I started Grizzly Mountain was the first time I ever used it, and a lot of the time I used to have to keep stopping and thinking about what I needed to press. So it was kind of like, it wasn't as a fluid movements as I can do now. Now I couldn't even tell you what the controls were for each different thing. But put a controller in my hand and you ask me to do something and I'd be able to do it, but I won't be able to tell you how to do it. It's the same with a lot of things though. When I first started playing FS, I always had to have the help window open, because I could never remember the controls. So I always used to play with that open so I could see what I needed to press, because I always used to forget. And after so many hours of playing it, you just get so used to the controls that it just comes second nature to you. TCX saying I've just started a Let's Play on hoe baler on, enjoying it, especially making videos on it, nice. Just Jason, your videos have taught me that I'm terrible at farm design law. At least you're making something unique to you though. There's probably a lot of people that are better at it than me. But it's something I enjoy doing. So Petry saying I played 100 hours on Western Wilds, but since the last update the game crashes every 30 minutes. That's a shame. I accidentally updated my Western Wilds map. I was going to leave it on the first version, and I accidentally updated it when I was going through. I just clicked update and I was like, oh no, and you can't cancel it. And then when I reloaded the save game, I got trees all through the buildings, so that's the Morbros, thank you very much for the subscription. I had to go through with a chainsaw, deleting all the trees that had reappeared. The only other downside to updating it was the little stream is all messed up. So all the water disappeared from that. So I used the placeable water planes that are in the build mode to put them back, but they keep flickering and going a bit funny. But I think what I need to do with the Western Wilds is, before I put the save game up, is start a brand new save game on it and then transfer over all the stuff. Because I think doing it the way I've done, just updating but not starting a new save game, has caused a few minor issues. Stormcore saying the Brazil map looks good, but the coffee prices are a bit low if you ask me. Boss 2 saying gotta go, you've probably already gone, but thank you for stopping by and watching the stream. Yeah, it's a bit like grapes and olives, probably not worth bothering with. But don't they have a built-in production line where you can do like canned coffee, or is that something else I'm thinking of? So you can get higher prices for it. Do like ground coffee. As Big T Farm say, then you must start a coffee shop. Is there a coffee shop on there? Or some coffee production line to use? Wayne Roberts saying how things Droitwich has been hot. Yeah, it's been hot here. I'm not far from Droitwich. But I was last week I was in Norfolk, and it was warm in Norfolk last week, but not too bad. But yeah, Monday, Tuesday here were an absolute killer if you was out in it.
I've just realised we're still on times 0.5.
Oh, I'll put it on 10 for a bit. I completely forgot to change that when we started. Fern and Mark, thanks a lot for sharing the FDR key bindings. Yeah, I've had quite a few people asking. It's like I just literally copied FS19 from. I know quite a few people saying they don't work. It's like you do have to set them up yourself. Otherwise, I think the only thing you can do is drive forwards and backwards. Storm saying I updated Western Wilds, but just downloaded one from the internet so I could have the old one. Yeah, in the end I just decided to leave it with the update. Less trees on there, which to me isn't really an issue because there's more than enough trees on there anyway. The only good thing about that was there was less trees to actually clear, because the area of land where all the trees were, there was far less trees than there was originally. And I've got some trees that I had previously cut. I don't know if anybody else has had that problem. I had some logs that are cut up before the last game update, and now they're showing up as a weird tree I've never ever seen. They're like a really weird colour, and they're not classed as spruce trees, they're classed as a different tree which I can't remember what it is. I can't remember what the name of the tree is. It's not a tree that you can actually... It's not in this build mode, is it? Yeah, I think it might be that. Coming up as a downy service berry. It's like a weird grey colour, similar to that. But it's like the spruce trees have changed to that. It's a bit weird. I don't know why they've got like one pile of logs where there's about 3 or 4 logs in there that have got that weird grey colour. Stormstone also changed the selling triggers at the train, so now I have to put the bales and pallets on top of the train, so you just put them on the ground. Trio Gaming, thank you very much for the subscription. Yeah, I've not sold any pallets or bales there yet. I can see why he's done it, because you do get a slightly higher sell price for the extra effort in actually loading them onto the train as such. But yeah, it's that kind of thing. If when you're playing the game, you just want to get rid of stuff, just want to sell it. You don't want to mess around unloading it and having to put them into the actual sell points manually. So one thing I used to find really frustrating on FS19 was these triggers for all the wall sell points was really low to the ground. That it was not many trailers you could actually sell wall pallets off the back of. FDR is the forestry equipment, so it's a mod creator, FDR logging, and it's their forestry equipment I use on the Western Wilds and No Man's Land for the tree harvester, and the tiger cat that I'm using for loading. Are you like trying to find the Excel points, Stevie?
Yeah, I can't find it.
I was wondering why I keep getting eggs not accepted here popping up on the middle of my screen.
It says cooperative, but I drive through the sell point and it says eggs not accepted.
That's weird.
Oh, found it.
Oh, you found it. It's probably one of those, there's like the cooperative, but there's probably about 4 different drop-off points for it. It's one of those weird things that Giants did for some sell points. You get 2 different unload points for different products, even though it's classed as the same sell point. Mark, have you tried the LAC mods? I've seen their mods, but I haven't tried them yet. I do follow the Facebook page, and I'll keep forgetting about them. Because initially, when I first saw them released on the Facebook page, I was going to get them for the Western Wilds, and then completely forgot to download them, and then completely forgot all about them. Masic 150, thank you very much for the subscription. Hope you enjoy the content. TC Agri, when will Calmsden be back? I have no idea when Calmsden Farm will be back. I really want to get back to it, but there's no idea when I'll get the time to do it. The trouble is with this time of year as well, because it stays light into the evenings. Although it's starting to obviously get darker a bit earlier now. I end up spending more time doing other things that I can't do in the winter. So when I started the other channel up, I was pretty much had loads of spare time, because obviously again dark really early meant less time doing stuff in the garden and other things. So I had more spare time. So as soon as it started getting to spring, and I was busy doing other things, I just haven't had as much time to do extra videos. So it's been difficult to do, but I really want to get back to it. But I just have no idea when yet. Ahmet Aslan, thank you very much for the subscription as well. Hope you enjoy the content. The other day I was possibly thinking of doing some live streams on the other channel on Calmsden instead. Probably not for as long as these live streams, but just so I can actually get some content on the other channel and get some progress on there. Cass Fluff saying hello, Sim Farmer, hey to you. Are you going to do any forestry maps for FS22? I'll definitely probably do the new map that's going to be included in the Platinum Edition, the new forestry map. I don't know if I'll use much of the new forestry equipment though. That's going to come with a Platinum Edition. But I probably will do some videos on the new map when that's out, November the 15th. I also want to ask, obviously, the announcement of the Platinum Edition. What are your thoughts on that? Are you a little bit disappointed? Not what you was hoping for? Interesting to hear what your thoughts are on that, because I know not everyone's into the forestry. So I know it may put a lot of people off getting the Platinum Edition. And any of you got the actual season pass? To be honest, I didn't buy the season pass because I didn't like the fact that you're buying into something that you don't know what you're actually going to get. I think if you're going to do a season pass, for me, you need to be upfront with what you're actually going to get with it. You get far too many games these days where they do these season passes and don't tell you what extra content you're actually going to get, other than like DLC to just add more content. Which, like, what content? What is it going to be? Jamie Ailing, when is the new desk setup video coming? That's another video I need to get done soon. I can't say when it will be yet, but hopefully sooner rather than later. Storm saying looks amazing, loving the Volvos coming to the game, and also gives the possibility of old Volvo tractors and some of the trucks. Yeah, I was quite surprised when they announced Volvo as a new partner. I was expecting them maybe just to do like add a couple of things into the game, and then obviously they announced the Platinum Edition a few days later, with Volvo being part of the equipment brand in the new Platinum Edition. I wasn't expecting to hear anything about the Platinum Edition for at least until after the next DLC had been released. Well, it sounds interesting with the fact that you can deliver wood to certain projects on the map and they actually build up. So whether it'll be something similar to like SnowRunner, where you can deliver materials to a bridge and then the bridge gets built once you've delivered all the materials to it. I think something like that sounds pretty cool if it's going to be something similar to that included in the map. Because that would be a pretty cool thing to see from a gameplay point of view, not so much from a farm game point of view. But when you build a placeable, you have to deliver a set amount of materials to it before it actually gets built. So you basically place down the foundations for the building, and then you have to deliver X amount of concrete or wood, metal, whatever. And only once you've delivered everything then it gets built, but gradually as well, not instantly. I think that's a bit of a stretch for a farming game though. Would be pretty cool. Well, yeah, having the map with certain areas of the map you can't access until you've built the bridge. Maybe like over a canyon or something that runs through the middle of the map. So you literally have to cut logs down, take them to the sawmill, process them into usable lumber, and then deliver it to a bridge that's then under construction, so then you can access the next part of the map. I mean, something like that would be pretty interesting to see. Brian Weller saying, don't mind it, but doubt I'll get the Platinum Edition. Yeah, I think it depends what other equipment is included and how much of it is just solely for forestry or can be used for other things. Right, I think we are pretty much done. I have no idea how many bales we've got. Well, is it? No, no idea. 166. I don't think we've got that many. How many bales you picked up so far, Stevie?
22.
22. How many do you reckon there is? About 60, 70?
About 60, I'd say. We've only ever made silage bales on the other side, and that was, what, 106 or 109 bales or something like that.
Yeah. I'm excited for it on console. Forestry isn't the easiest, but I still love it. I never really did any forestry on console. I did a little bit of forestry in the winter when I played the West Coast on console. I leased, I bought the area of like them. Had the little forest area over the far side of the map. At least the little tree harvester. But I had like a wood chip sell point. Not a wood chip sell point, wood chip storage point. And then the wood chipper setup. I used to only ever do wood chips on FS19, FS17 on when I played on console. So I used to put the wood chipper right by the storage, wood chip storage building, then just drag the logs over with the tree harvester and then chop them up into the wood chipper. So they go straight into the storage point and then load up the wagons and take them to sell. We've almost got a full load of milk. Slurry we could do with getting rid of, but we don't have a slurry sell point. We've got no way of using it. There's nowhere to sell it at the moment. See what sell points we've got for slurry. I don't think they take slurry. We've got that one from Mississippi. We can actually afford it, but it's quite expensive. I don't really have anything else that we can sell slurry to. What we will do though is before we do anything else, we'll refuel this before I forget to do it. So the next job is going to be to plough in that new field once Stevie's cleared all the bales. Stevie fed the cows earlier, so they're okay.
Yeah, I didn't give them any straw though because I couldn't find where the straw bale goes.
Yeah, it's right at the front, but I think you need to put it in the feed mixer. I don't think it takes a bale. It'll take loose.
Do they take water?
Hey?
Do they take water in that, or is the water automatic?
It's automatic in that. It charges you for it though.
Typical.
Even though it doesn't actually explain that to you. But if you do look in the water costs, so it's costing, well, May cost us 613 euros for water. I think that includes the sheep as well. So you're looking around about 600 euros a month for water. Not too bad. Masic 157. I don't know why we don't like FS22 much. Still play FS19, enjoy it much more than 22. But in my opinion, 15 is the best farming, and I love to play it with mods. I'm really enjoying 22. I think it's a much better game, but I do think it's a bit more of a grind than 19 was. I do think it's like you can't progress as quick, which I think would put a lot of people off, especially if you haven't got much time to actually play the game. I was going to get the front loader. Yeah, I think the slurry prices and the sell prices for stuff at the Mississippi one's a little bit excessive. I think 40,000 litres, I don't quite think we'd make 50,000. Probably more 30,000, I think. Try and find the bale spike, which should be on the shelf. David saying, hi, awesome vids of No Man's Land series parts. Is No Man's Land series apart from No Man's Land Live? Yeah, they're two separate ones. No Man's Land, the live streams were completely separate to the time-lapse series for No Man's Land. The reason for that was I didn't want people to miss out that don't watch the live streams. So we kept them completely separate. And this live stream is a continuation of the No Man's Land one. So we transferred over all the equipment and the money we finished up with on No Man's Land.
59 hay bales.
59 hay, that's not too bad. I'll keep us going for a long while. We won't need to do any more hay for a while anyway. This is one thing I don't do very often anymore, is much in-cab stuff. So much doing the time-lapse stuff. I don't do much in-cab stuff as I used to. When I used to play before I started doing videos, I used to play in-cab mostly. It was only occasionally if I was doing some field work I used to do third person. But pretty much all for driving round and stuff like that I always used to do in cab. Something I should get back to doing more of. Christiansen, I got the season pass on sale. Figured I'd paid for Kubota and the new map DLC and get two others for free. That's not too bad. I was a little bit surprised by the price of the Kubota DLC, to be honest. It was a little bit more expensive than I was expecting it to be. There should be plenty of straw for a while. So Brian saying if there are trucks, that's the sole reason to get it. Yeah, it would be interesting to see exactly what equipment's going to be in the Platinum DLC other than that wheel loader that we've seen. So maybe a new Volvo truck for and a new log trailer for hauling your new logs. It does look like from the picture though there are some new tree types, because it definitely looked like there was some different logs on the screenshot they showed from so maybe some new tree types included in the game as well that can be processed with the tree harvesters. And hopefully they'll improve the log physics a little bit. Although I'm finding they're not too bad on an FS22. But they still have their moments where they can go a bit glitchy. Which one's mine? That one. Try and remember where I put the player, then it's over here. Yeah, I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. They'll when it's due out November, so I imagine sometime start of October we'll start getting some fact sheet Fridays for the Platinum DLC and getting some more info on the equipment that's going to be included in it. And what I will do before we do anything is I'm just going to smooth out this area here because it's a little bit bumpy. I do like the fact that you can smooth areas of land without deleting fields now. That was one really annoying thing in FS19, was when you come on a map and there'd be big horrible lumps and bumps inside a field. But the only way you could smooth it out was deleting the field at the same time, then you had to replow it in. So I do like the fact you can smooth out land without deleting the fields and crops that are grown in it. That should do. Amit Aslan saying, I follow you from Turkey and watch with love. Don't understand your language, but love to you, good luck. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate you stopping by to say hello. What do you think of the self-propelled baler coming with the next DLC? Is there a self-propelled baler coming with the next DLC? The Vermeer brand's been rumoured to be coming as a DLC, I think since FS17, and it's never appeared. So is that an actual, been confirmed that it's Vermeer brand, or Is that again just more rumours? I remember somebody saying on Facebook that they worked with, they knew somebody that worked for Vermeer, and Vermeer was going to be the next DLC, and then it never appeared in the FS19. Big T Farm, can you explain the biomass plant you have on No Man's Land series? The biomass power plant is produces electricity which sells over time, so you don't get any money straight away from it. But if you go into here, I think it shows up under biogas income. You should see some money in there from the. I don't know if it adds the money every hour. It doesn't earn a lot of money, to be honest. It is quite a small amount of money. If I was doing a map again, I probably wouldn't bother using it unless I adjusted the how much it actually produces, because it does seem a very small amount. But you do earn money from it it's either every hour or at midnight every day. You should earn some money from it. But I think it's more likely it adds it every hour a little bit. Faction Vicious, no, this server's not open to the public. It's just a private server at the moment. Latvia Nagra, where have you been after 5 days? I was on holiday last week. Monday I had to take my wife out somewhere, and she couldn't drive herself back, so I had to take her and drive her back. So Monday I didn't get any time to do anything. And yesterday was the first day I'd been back in the office recording videos since probably 2 weeks. I think it was Tuesday 2 weeks before that was the last time I was in the recording. So yeah, apologies there has not been much content over the last couple of weeks. I should be back to normal from tomorrow. Excuse me. Oh yeah, the tank trailer is full as well. I forgot about that storm. I filled that up because the slurry pit was getting full. So yeah, we've got 40,000 litres in there as well. Yeah, maybe we'll look at doing that once we finish this this field. The downside to that is finding somewhere to put the slurry sell point. I don't think there's any space up by the store to fit anything like that. I don't think we'd fit it in up there anyway. Yeah, I completely forgot that slurry tanker's full. David saying thank you for the answer. Can't wait to watch the live series. No worries. If you want to watch it in time-lapse form, you can check out Stevie's channel, Stevie 4K Gaming. He does a time-lapse video of the live streams of No Man's Land and also these ones. If I can get my Stream Deck to work. So I'll put a link to Stevie's channel in the chat, but oh, that's not what I want. I don't know why my stream deck's not working for my commands. Well, there's a link to Stevie's channel. So if you want to catch up with the progress on No Man's Land from the previous live streams, then check out Stevie's channel. So you can watch them all in time-lapse form, rather than sitting through all the past live streams. Nathan Agri 2000 Farm saying, yo, what's up Sim, hey to you. Jason Huffman saying, love your videos man, you're insane at this game. Know its ins and outs, thank you for that, appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoy the content and welcome to the stream. Oxidina, have you looked into acquiring a new plow? Stevie's deer can probably pull bigger. Good point actually. I think we do have those. I don't think I've got them installed. Unless they're under subsoilers. I don't have them enabled at the moment. I should imagine that should be able to pull a bigger one, the size of the thing. Something we'll have to look into for next time.
This 9 litres is a little baby behind it.
Yeah.
Flying it.
So I never even thought about it. I'll have to get those larger ones, similar to these, but they're a lot wider. Save a lot of time. That's the Epic Store leaked the teaser video this morning. It's quickly taken down, but showed normal baler, self-power baler and windrower. Maybe. I imagine the next DLC will be a new brand again. It seems to be the running thing at the moment with Giants. Is every DLC has been a complete new brand for the game. Vermeer is a popular one in North America as well, so it'd be good to see that it is. I say until we get the official confirmation, I should say fingers crossed on that one. TC Agrisan, I was in the loo earlier today and got cooked by the sun, even though it wasn't scorching hot weather. Our main bathroom's like that because we've got a our main bathroom's like in the middle of the 2 bedrooms on the side of the house, and because it's on the side of the house, if it had a normal window it'd be overlooking like the neighbour's garden. So what they did instead, they put a Velux roof window in, but it's like south facing, so it absolutely gets baking in there when it's sunny. So Sunday I bought a temporary thermal blinds for my room so I could block the sun out, and there was enough material to cut one for the Velux roof window, so I put one on there as well. And it still got quite warm in there yesterday, but it was nowhere near as bad as it would have been without it. It's literally that the main bathroom is like a no-go area when it's really sunny and hot normally. When we first moved in, I kept saying, oh, we need to get a blind fitted to that window, and we never got round to doing it. Stevie's just got that last little bit down there to do. Next job, soil sampling. I'll do the soil sampling, and you can start doing the lime if you want, Stevie.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll get a bit of a head start on you. Ah, peat bog. Okay, do they still burn a lot of peat in Ireland then for energy?
They shut down our only peat processing plant, our lovely government, and now we are currently importing peat briquettes from Germany, I think, which is a bit silly.
Well, I know over here they're obviously putting a ban on peat usage in horticultural, so like phasing out peat, compost including peat. Professionally, that's supposed to be all phased out by 2030. No, 2030. It's completely phased out, the use of peat completely in horticultural use. And then they're supposed to be stopping excavating peat completely in the UK. So whether I forgot what, just literally seen the soil sampler, and then I still forgot where it was. Then I can't turn slow mode off at the moment because I'd have to go into YouTube and sort it out. I don't currently have that handy to do at the moment. The main reason why I got slow mode on, it's only set to 30 seconds, is because it cuts out the spam. Also, I've set it to subscribers can only comment, so you have to be subscribed for at least 5 minutes before you can leave a comment, which seems to have completely eradicated all the spam comments and stuff I used to get. But it's also that fact as well, because obviously when the spam comments come, they used to like post about 5-6 comments in a row, one after the other. So having slow mode on kind of deters that as well. As annoying as it is, what I'll probably do next time is see if I can lower it down a little bit so it's not quite as long. I'll see if there's like a 15-second setting or something. But it has made the say the last 3-4 streams I think I've used those settings. I don't think I've had one single spam comment at all. So I've jinxed myself now. I'll probably get an absolute ton of them. Now I've said that. Nathan Ogus saying, "Oh, you're going to make a multiplayer server your subs." I did intend to set one up, but it was just having the time to actually get on there and make use of it. The last time I had a server for set up, nobody ever went on it, so in the end I just stopped paying for it because it was up for ages, and I was putting posts up saying like when I was online and the link and stuff, but nobody ever joined. So I was going to try another one and get it set up. So it's something I'll probably look at doing as well at some point. It's something I want to do, I just need to sort out getting the extra time to make use of it myself as well.
I'd say maybe slow down the time a small bit as well.
Yeah. See if there's anything in the popped up in used equipment. No, nothing new. What time are we? 10 o'clock. It's gone quick tonight. So we got.
Have you sent any side samples yet?
Oh no, I'll do it now. I forgot you. I need to actually send them. I've just sent the first load, so from the headlands round to where I am, should be done in a sec. Although it may take a bit longer now because I've turned the time down. Although I don't know, does that make a difference? There we go. TCX saying the fun fact is Ireland is importing timber from Scotland when we have more than enough forestry ground here. My uncle was cutting East Forest and got fined €500 for cutting it. It's crazy times at the moment. Where I used to work, the scrapyard I used to work in, we had a big contract to supply steel bales to a foundry in China, and it was literally, we was processing the scrap metal into steel bales, then loaded up into like lorries, taken down to the docks and onto a ship. I was sent to China to a foundry, which were then obviously being smelted down into and then processed into new steel that then was being used to make wind turbines, which were then being shipped back to the UK to be installed here. It's like, how can it possibly make sense to do it that way around? Surely it would be more cost effective to just produce them in the UK rather than send it halfway across the world to then send it back. This is crazy. Nathan Alexandre, I would love it if there was a Ford TW1525. Yeah, a really nice Ford TW mod would be nice. It was my favourite tractor on FS17 on oh, I completely forgot the name of the map now. Oxygen David's map, what was it called? Oh, my mind's gone completely blank. I really can't think of the name of the map now. I never did a video, and it was before I ever started doing videos. And I can't think of the name. That I keep thinking Calmsden, but that's the new map. I had a TW 35 on it, and I absolutely love that tractor on there. What have we got left to do? Is that everything? I've got a tiny little bit over here to do, and that's this field all done. We can get all of it in one go, just about. Storm, are you planning on getting the Midwest header, which is 18 metres? Possibly on. I'll get one of the bigger headers for the Western Wilds map. I think for No Man's Land I'll stick with the 13.8, but I may probably look to get 2 combines at some point on there. But definitely on the Western Wilds I want to get the larger header. Well, once I start getting some big fields anyway. At the moment my fields aren't too bad for the smaller header, which I'll probably upgrade the header first, because that combine I've got on the Western Wilds can probably take a slightly wider header than I've currently got. So I'll probably upgrade the header for that for the next year, and then look at completely replacing that combine the year after that. This is one of those jobs where we could do with an auger wagon that can take lime, so I could bring it out to the field. Let's see if we've got enough for a full load of milk yet. Yeah, just about. What currently is the milk sell price? Is it worth actually taking any now? $12.25. Where are we? June. Could get slightly better over the next few months, but we're almost out of storage capacity. We'll take it. We'll take the load to sell anyway, because we could do with a bit of extra money. We won't make as much, but it'll top up the bank account a little bit and give us something to do while Stevie finishes off the lime. While we're up there as well, I'll have a look, see if there's anywhere for that sole point for the slurry yard, see if we can fit it in somewhere. Where is the milk sole point? Oh, that's that one up there, right at the back. Oh, that was quick. Still expecting that to be filling then. It was like, look at the map and it's done. Oh, we'll head up there, we'll get this sold, Steve finished off the line, then we can look to get the grass sown in that field. I think that may do us for this evening. We'll see what else, if there's anything else we can do. I think next time we should be ready to harvest the first of our fields. Which will be this field here on the left, which is oats or sorghum. I think that one's sorghum, the other one's oats. So sorghum might not be ready next time, but the oats should definitely be ready. Storm saying I got an ideal 10T for only 250,000, nice. I was looking at the case combines, the modded ones that I've got, but the biggest one's like 600,000. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be a while before I can afford a 600,000 combine. Seems to be struggling up here with this. I didn't think we'd struggle up here that much in the in this tractor. Big T Farm sign, I sit outside my house and a hedgehog passes by my feet. Nice. I haven't seen a hedgehog for ages. I'd love to have one come to my garden to eat all the slugs. Well, I've never seen any sign of one. This is a long drive when you can't go fast. Tyler, that mod is the enhanced vehicle control mod. It's like well, it's got several different features to it. You've got the just to the left of the speedo, you've got the little layout of the wheels and the drive, so you can switch off, if I can remember what buttons they are, although they're not actually working now. Yeah, you can change it between 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive, then you can lock the differentials from the front and back if you're struggling with traction. I've found that I've never had to use any of that in FS19. I found it more useful in FS22. I mean, I haven't used it in FS19. I found it very useful to have the be able to lock the differentials when you're doing some jobs like ploughing. But in 22 I haven't found a need to actually use any of that. But it also allows you to, kind of like a GPS, you can lock the direction in and then you can set your lanes up. There is also an auto turn. Where is this actual sell point? So at the end of the lanes you can get it to auto turn, similar to the GPS in FS17. So you can literally set the GPS up, set it on cruise control, and leave it to go away without a worker having it all turn at the end of each row. A feature I've not actually used myself yet. Yeah, keypad 7, 8 and 9, but I'm pressing those and they're not doing anything. That's what I thought they were. But nothing's happening. I don't know whether I've got a mod conflict with something else that's causing an issue, or whether the key bindings aren't set for it. Where's EV? Right control, keypad 9. Right control. That's why, because I'm not holding right control. I'm sure it used to be just keypad 7, 8 and 9, like you say. There you go there. So you can, if you, difficult to see, but if you just look on that to the left there, you can see those two bars have gone red now. That's the differentials locked and unlocked, and then you can, that yellow bar is 2-wheel drive, it's off, 4-wheel drive, that's on. There's also the handbrake, which used to be set to space bar. You can actually physically put a handbrake on. That used to be space bar, but that's not working either. What's the parking brake, I should say? Where's the control for that? Can't see it. Oh, there. Oh, return. Well, that one doesn't seem to be working either. Yeah, there is a parking brake anyway as well. There used to be what I liked about it the most when I used to use my steering wheel was you had the direction control, so you could switch between forward and reverse and then have a neutral. So when you're using your steering wheel and pedals, you don't have to use the brake to reverse. You could switch the direction, then the accelerator would reverse and your brake would stay as the brake, which isn't a feature on the 22 version for some reason, at least so far. I don't know if they're going to add it later. Enter key on the numpad. Okay, yeah, it does work then. It's even got the sound as well. Never noticed before. Okay, like pulling the handbrake up. Manuel Schmidt saying hello there. I've been watching all of your FS22 videos. Always excited to see new upload. Keep up the great work. Your effort really makes my day better. Well, thank you for that, and I appreciate that. And I'm glad you're enjoying the content. I'll just kill the deer again. Nathan Egg saying you should get the JD DB120. I've downloaded that for the Western Wilds. but it may be a while before I get the get round to buying it. But it's definitely a planter to work up to. Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit of a little bit longer before I need a planter that big. The base game has the function. Is that only though if you use the automatic gears, manual gears? Because if you're on automatic gears, I don't think you can set the direction control. At least I'm aware of, anyway. Dominic Evans just wanted to say I love your content, been watching since day one. FS17 many hours, have fun, thank you for everything so far. No worries, I appreciate that. And glad you're enjoying the content.
It's the wrong planter sim, I'd say.
I'm going to check, did we put number plates on these? No.
No, but they're the planters, they can't sow grass. Or can they?
Are they the plant? Oh yeah, they're the planters. We want the seed drills. Yeah, you're right, planters can't sow grass. You'd have very patchy grass if you used the planter to sow grass. I don't think we put number plates on, so it didn't matter which one's which, did it?
You know, the Great Plains planter would be ideal. That does all crops.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think in real life, it's you set it up different to do the different crops. It's not like one thing does all. At least I think I'm aware, as far as I'm aware, anyway.
It would just be better if it was a direct planter, which is, it's not. Like I have it on no man's land, but I'm still going to have to buy a wider direct drill as well.
Yeah.
Save me cultivating the whole time.
Yeah, that's my problem with no man's land. I'd love to get the 12-meter seed drill, but it's not a direct drill, which means then I'd have to cultivate. So it's kind of like, is it worth upgrading from a 9-meter to a 12-meter? But then you have to do that extra job. Kind of like, is it really any benefit having an extra 3 meters when you've then got to do the whole field with a cultivator or disc harrow? That's quite expensive, isn't it? Get 5 for now. Buy fertilizer and then forget to actually finish topping it up. Because the 12-meter would work perfect for then doing 36-meter spacings on the tram lines. I could then get a slightly wider sprayer that'd work on those spacings, but it's kind of like, do I want that extra work on the having to go over the field with a disc harrow? Change it to grass. There we go. I'll have to have a look into that storm because I have no idea how it works. It's another one of those things in the game that it's not obvious that it's something you can do. So Dominic's saying John Deere direct drill 6 metre. I think it's always my favourite to use small or big field. I think 6 metre drill's a nice size. I'm not keen on anything smaller than 6 metres, to be honest. I mean, 9 metres aren't too bad on here, but I think we will look at seeing if there's something a bit bigger we can get. But it's finding something that's not stupidly big, that's a direct drill. What I'd love to see back is the Amazon 15 metre direct drill that we had on FS9, 19.
Is that not in 22, no?
No, there's a similar version, but it's not a direct drill. It's like a slightly different model.
Oh.
I'm hoping somebody converts the one from 19 over. Because when you get with seed drills, you get like, I think that was like the biggest one. Then kind of after that, it was all like you had the air carts with them, like the Terminator and then the Seed Hawks and stuff, which for some maps are a little bit too big. Getting one on here wouldn't be too bad because it's quite open. At least there's 2 of us anyway, so it's like equivalent of 18 metres. TCX saying, boys, I've got to go. Sims, talk to you next time. Bye, Steve and everyone else. No worries. Hope you enjoyed the stream and catch you next time. I'll have a look in the menus. I've not noticed that one. I'll have to have a butcher's in a bit. Yeah, they are. I don't mind using the air carts, but I'd rather not use them. It depends on the field I'm doing. Sometimes it's awkward if you've got to get right into corners because they're not easy to reverse. So sometimes it'd be better to do headlands with a smaller drill that's not easy to use, and then just use the air cart for the main bulk of the field, so you're not trying to get into corners. What's worse is using an air cart set up with a articulated tractor as well, because you've got so many different pivot points on it, it's impossible to reverse. Yeah, you need a mile gap all around the field to turn. I remember using them on Midwest Horizons, and some of those fields it was awkward to get right into the corners. That's why usually when I create fields I don't usually put like 90-degree corners, and I usually put curves in, so it's easier to get around the corners with bigger stuff. Storm saying I like using the 9RT or the Class Zerion 5000 since they're strong enough but turn better than the Arctics. Yeah, well, I like the Zerion because it's a big powerful tractor with, say, it's not articulated, so it makes things a little bit easier. I'm not a massive fan on the articulated vehicles in Farming Simulator. Dominic's saying I like using the Versatile. Yeah, the big Versatile, that's the one I got on Crater Lake. And then I got the Borgo drill on Crater Lake, just for the sake of having to use it. Because it was the first time I'd actually used any of the Borgo equipment on FS19. Why are we doing that? Ah, that's it there, the direction change. So does it say which button do I press? That's what I need to work out now. What button do I need to press to change the direction? Did it tell you on here? Right, so I can't reverse now. So what do I press to Oh, there we go, spacebar. That's handy to know. I never knew that before, so thank you, Storm, for letting me know that. I never even noticed that setting was in game. In that case, I might set my steering wheel back up now, because that was in. Now I know I can do that. One of the reasons why I'm not bothered with the steering wheel, because I thought it was going to be annoying having to use the brake pedal to reverse. Yeah, Stevie's got the 9R currently, which we got in the used equipment sales last time. Nathan, I was saying, how many subs do you have, Stevie?
7,807 as of this evening. So if I got another 200, that would be nice. Bring it up to 8,000.
Yeah, so not far off. So if you're not subbed to Stevie yet, then check his channel out and give him a sub. Help him on his way to 8k. Stevie 4k on 8k subs. Well, when 8k becomes a big thing, are you going to change it to Stevie 8k?
That's if I can ever get my videos to be in 8K resolution.
My new graphics card will record in 8k, but I'm like, yeah, I think that's a bit of a waste of time. I imagine 1 minute would probably be about a gig worth of data.
And also imagine the price of an 8K monitor to get the right benefit of it.
Yeah, I haven't even looked. I don't even want to look. It's still going to be a good few years before 8k is even a considerable thing. I mean, even for most people, 4k is still not standard for most people.
I think at the minute, any 4K monitors, you can't get anything higher than a 60 Hz monitor from what I've been looking at anyway.
I've got a 144 Hz 4K monitor, but it wasn't cheap.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's mine's a 144. Well, it's 120 Hz, but boosted to 144 G-Sync compatible. It was like 800 quid. We were actually on sale in the Amazon Prime Day for 500 last week.
I think if I spent that on a monitor, I'd probably be shot.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to tell my wife. I was like, "There's this monitor I want to get. It's not cheap though." It took me ages to get one because it was always out of stock everywhere, and the only place that ever had it in stock was like 1,200 quid, and I was like, "I'm not paying more, £400 more than what it's worth." Well, the other one I was looking at was a 32-inch 4K 144 Hz G-Sync monitor. Well, that's like £3,500. I was like, yeah, I'd definitely be killed if I bought that. They'll start getting a bit cheaper though, more and more stuff becomes available. I think the problem with the 4K stuff was the data rate, because some of the older 4K monitors that had high refresh rates, you had to plug it in with two display ports, because one cable couldn't handle the data. So I think this monitor I've got's got the I think it's called DSC. It's like a compression system, so it works over a single display port. No, don't put those out. But no loss to image quality or anything like that. Oh, I didn't know this. You could have tram lines on this sea drill. I just accidentally turned on tram lines. Well, I say tram lines, it's more like ploughing. How do I turn those off? I have no idea how I've managed to turn those on. Oh, they're still on. Oh, I need to change that setting back, and I've still got them on. How do I turn those off? Oh, there we go. I need to change that setting back because I'm getting confused now with the oh, there we go. Keep trying to drive forward and I'm going backwards. Now I've turned the seed drill off. Nathan saying my 55-inch TV was cheaper. Yeah, but TVs aren't as good as monitors for gaming on. Right, is that us all done? Oh, I really wish they'd put grass on all default. It's another annoying thing why they've got grass switched off. Because it's not like FS19 where the whole map showed up with the grass when you switch that on. I just don't understand why it's default off. It makes no sense anymore. Right, so that looks all done. So it's a fairly decent grass field for our future silage and haymaking. Although I don't think we'll need to do any hay for a while. So we've got just under 15 minutes left. I don't think there's much else that needs doing now, so we might skip to the next month, see what we need to do then for the next stream. I won't fill that up yet because I don't think we're going to need it for a while. Pull that off. We'll speed up and we'll skip to July. Completely forgot what month was next then after June. Mind went blank then. How's the cows? I'll have a look to see if there's another slurry cell point that's a bit smaller than that other one for next time as well. Loads of eggs. I think these chickens are going to go crazy once that shed's completely full. Although I think they're going to be out of food soon because we've only got what, less than 2,000 litres left. We've got no feed left in our silo until we harvest the sorghum. So we're up to 1,440 chickens. But not all of them are producing eggs at the moment. I think these are too young. It's raining. Pretty much all out of chicken feed. Right, slow time down, ready for next time. I don't think our oats are going to be ready just yet, or are they? We'll check. Yeah, they are. So that will probably our first job next time. We'll harvest that field of oats, bale up the straw from that, and then we may have to skip through then to the next month to do the sorghum, which yeah, possibly will be ready for August. So hope you've all enjoyed the stream. If you have, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Don't forget to check out Stevie's channel. I will try and post another link in the chat now if I can. For those that missed the link earlier. If not, I'll do it in a sec. Oh, I actually should be able to just do that. Yeah, so check out Stevie's channel, Steve 4K Gaming. There's also a link down in the video description if you're watching it on playback. And there's an Stevie 4K as well in there. So check out Stevie's channel and give him a sub. So you can watch the time-lapse version for this stream and the previous streams if you want to catch up on what we've done. Big thank you to Stevie for coming on to help out.
No problem, anytime.
Yeah, and hopefully next week it'll be nice and cool like this. Well, that's saying that it's 26 degrees in here, which is about as much as I can cope with. So any warmer than that and it's too hot. So hopefully, yeah, the weather will be nice and mild for us next week. So we should be back next Wednesday for the next stream. So have a great week and I'll see you all there. So thank you again for watching and take care.
Sky.